Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel here. In today's video, we are going to be going over Season 5 Reloaded news for Black Ops 6 and Warzone. Win big on the Jackpot multiplayer map and get amped in Cranked Demolition, unleash fiery mayhem with the Combat Bow score streak, complete the main quest in Reckoning Directed mode, and play the new limited time deadline mode in Call of Duty Warzone. Get all the details here in time for the mid-season launch on September 4th, which is actually today. So I gotta go film a few more videos, maybe today or tomorrow on that. The race to hunt down the last Pantheon moles is in full swing as the rogue Black Ops team uses their renewed support from the CIA to access top-tier intel and weaponry with operators Troy Marshall, Frank Woods, and Russell Adler welcome back into the halls at Langley. It's only a matter of time before the job is finished. The action never dies as the mid-season update arrives in Call of Duty Black Ops 6 and Call of Duty Warzone, bringing a new multiplayer map, new and returning modes, new armaments, events, Reckoning Directed mode, and zombies, and more. Okay, so basically what they're doing here is they're basically just hyping this stuff up. This update doesn't even come out for another, 2 hours for me, because I live in, Tennessee, so basically all this Pacific time BS, basically add 3 hours to that, and that's basically Eastern time, So again, the update's not even out yet, and also, I was kind of wrong about the Season 5 update. I was like, oh, this might actually be very promising. Well, for multiplayer, it really wasn't. The only thing I really enjoyed in multiplayer was the aim high mode. Basically knocked out all the headshot challenges I needed to get done, with basically almost every single primary weapon I had left to do. The only primary weapons I don't have to get headshots for anymore is 1 marksman rifle and 3 sniper rifles, basically. And those are the last 4 primary weapons I have to get headshots done for, and then I have to still do the special challenges and all the mastery challenges as well. But let's be honest, the only thing that I meant was really promising about Season 5 Reloaded of Call of Duty Black Ops 6 was the Reckoning map, and that was basically it. And, the aim high mode was pretty solid. Snipers only. Listen, I can't use a single sniper. I couldn't use a sniper to save my fucking life. I suck at sniping, and I was really excited for the snipers only mode because I liked it in Cold War. I was decent at Cold War sniping, and I was okay at it in COD Mobile. So I was like, oh yay, this is very exciting. Little did I know that I would be playing against people who have never touched grass in their entire fucking life. So I got my ass handed to me. Anyway, we got the new multiplayer content summary here. Compete to win it all in Jackpot, a new 6v6 map dropping operators into Casino Lutzazi. Hopefully I fucking said that right. I don't really actually give a shit, actually. Fight in and around the ornate local, nested in the hills of Avalon, battling on the main floor, backstage, and outside, spanning vistas worth $1 million. New and returning modes. Keep slaying or risk an explosive death in Cranked Demolition limited time mode. Call up your squad and get ready to redeploy to Ransack and Blueprint Gunfight. Alright, so basically we have Cranked Demolition here, and, basically, if you've ever played Cranked, you basically have to get kills within a limited amount of time. If you get kills within the certain amount of time, you get bonuses, more speed, you're faster, maybe you can tack sprint longer, maybe your recoil control is better, maybe you get more health, or your ADS control, your hip fire spread is better, things like this to make it easier to kill, and you basically become a very powerful god soldier for about 30 seconds before that timer runs out. Get kills to keep that timer going, so you don't blow up, and if you, I already explained it. Basically, if you don't get kills within the timer, you blow up and die. Basically, just add that, but with demolition mode, and I'm sure you fucking played that mode. It's been a thing since COD 4. A returning mode called Ransacked. Basically, I read this. Basically, it's like headquarters or capture the flag, but with more steps. Except instead of a flag or, you have to capture the enemy's headquarters, instead of that, you basically have to get these, there's these gold bars. You have to secure these gold bars and take it to your stash, basically. And the players on both sides, you can steal from the enemy's stash and add to your own stash, or they can steal from yours. So people basically have to protect the stashes, people have to go and get more to, increase their stashes, and basically this is a very high-intense, teamwork-based mode. If people aren't working together, you're basically gonna lose. Mics are probably very good for this mode. Anyway, we have Blueprint Gunfight. Basically, this is Gunfight, the 2v2 on face-off maps, where, you basically, instead of regular guns, you play with blueprints, and, we all know the story. The blueprints are often trash, so there's that for you. The new score streak is the combat bow, and you can get that for 500 score, basically 5 kills without dying. Heat up the competition with the combat bow, providing high explosive tipped arrows that fire fast, and leave a patch of flame at the impact site. Shoot from the hip or aim down the sight, eliminating enemies with a direct hit, while providing momentary area control within the arrow's flaming remains. And we basically have some new Zombie Season 5 Reloaded content here, and this is the cringiest poster for this yet. Why are the characters flying? Oh, they're not flying, they're being launched by the thing to get to the other buildings. Never mind. This still looks really cringe, with how, her hair is, flapping like that. That looks just super cringe. And at first I was like, what in the fucking Superman superhero bullshit is this? But never mind, it's just a cringy launch thing where you get launched to another building, basically. I don't know why you would have this as your zombies poster for Season 5, but okay. Basically, you get a Reckoning Directed mode, Team Cranked Limited Time mode, and let's scroll down here real quick. I actually read ahead here, and it's basically just Cranked but in zombies mode, but here are some important parts. I thought I was gonna rage a lot while recording videos for this limited time mode, because I'm definitely going to be doing that, but this kind of makes this feel like it's going to be a little bit easier. All operators are automatically equipped with the Time Stopper field upgrade, activated to pause the cranked timer for the whole team. Grab the rare Time Extended power-up to increase the maximum time allowed in this mode. Every second counts. So basically, there's a field upgrade that will pause the timer, and there is a rare power-up that, you'll get if you kill a zombie. That will also increase the maximum allowed time before you basically die if you don't get a kill. I don't know if it's death or whatever. We have some new leaderboard events. No Cranked, No Glory, and Undead Ascension, which, if I was still grinding for Nebula Camo, I'd probably be number 1 in each of those, because, let's be fucking honest here, I'm a zombies nerd. I like the zombies mode, okay? Most of my playtime here in Black Ops 6 has been the zombies mode. I have 8 days of playtime, basically, and only 4.5 days played in multiplayer. Alright, last time that I made a video like this, I didn't cover the Warzone content, but this time I think I'm going to be covering the Warzone content here. We get the Deadline Limited Time mode, battle against enemy players as well as enemy combatants known as hostile soldiers, basically AI, in this new respawn-enabled limited time mode where the lowest scoring squads are eliminated throughout the match. And then we have the Call of Duty Endowment and the Bull 6, World Series of Warzone event here. And then we have 2 entirely anticipated Call of Duty Warzone tournaments are just around the corner. Catch all the action live as Call of Duty Endowment Bull 6, presented by USAA, airs on September 30th, followed by the World Series of Warzone Global Final on October 1st. And then it says, lasting impact. Following the epic breach of Stadium, Verdansk is forever changed. Is it though? Is it just the same stupid, terrible fucking map? If you couldn't already tell, I hate Warzone across the board. I've never liked a single Warzone map. I can't stand Warzone. It is the shittiest god-awful experience. But, you know, I've decided to lend my hand to the Warzone players here. Last video, I completely ignored Warzone. You know, the last time I covered some Season 5 content, did like a blog post covering video like this, I skipped. I basically covered multiplayer briefly and then basically talked about zombies the whole time and gave my theories on zombies, and that's why I called Season 5 Reloaded very promising, was because of the zombies mode, not anything in multiplayer. Hence why I covered multiplayer very briefly. Maybe 6 minutes of coverage, and then the rest of that 24 minute video was covering zombies, basically. But, yeah. I'm kind of glad that mainline Call of Duties are no longer neglected, and now Warzone players get to feel what us mainline Call of Duty players have been feeling for years. Ever since Warzone had become a thing, we have been neglected. But now you are the ones that are neglected, and you finally feel what we feel. The only difference is we were paying $70 for Call of Duty, you don't pay anything. Warzone is completely free, it's a shit game, and you know, you can just uninstall it because it's a piece of shit game. I fucking hate it. And you probably hate it too. You're just watching, you just play it because it's Call of Duty, you like it, and it's free. It's a free version of Call of Duty. But you could just play Call of Duty Mobile. It's a way better game. You just have to have a really high-end phone in order, or iPad in order to run it, you know. Which is the downside. It's basically like a full fucking Call of Duty game, but for mobile, but with no campaign. Anyway, we got the new limited time mode, you know, the deadline one. We got the deadline one. It's quads, 100 players and hostile soldiers, basically AI, and it takes place on Verdansk. Here we have the Call of Duty Endowment and the COD next event happening September 30th here. I actually want to talk about this right here. I think this is kind of interesting here. Why did it take 5 seasons for them to make a more like milsim skin for Maya? I've been suggesting this for zombies characters ever since Season 1 of Black Ops 6, that zombies and multiplayer should be 2 separate things, you know, because Maya's base skin, you know, it fits for zombies, you know. All the zombies characters, Weaver, Maya, Trey, Carver, they all fit zombies very well. You know, they're surviving a zombie apocalypse, basically in part created by Richtofen. And, you know, they brought these characters into multiplayer. But I'm thinking if you're going to port zombies characters into multiplayer, they should at least fit the part, you know. And honestly, this skin fits the part a little more than wearing a pink denim vest that can be spotted a mile away and can get you killed whenever you're playing as Maya on a bright map. You know, it gets you killed a little more than it should. But this should solve the problem. You can camp in a corner with this. You probably wouldn't even notice she was there. So this fits the part for multiplayer very, very well, actually. And it's not like the other skins, the zombies skins, didn't fit the tone of the game. It fit just fine. At least it wasn't Beavis and Butthead, you know. But this definitely fits the part a little bit more because Call of Duty is a little bit more of a military shooter. Sure, Black Ops focuses more on the CIA and less of the military, but this kind of fits the tone a little bit more than, you know, than the base skin. I've also been saying that, you know, all the multiplayer characters, you know, that entire roster, rather than being able to play as the entire roster in zombies mode, you should only be able to play as the 4 main characters as opposed to just whoever you want to fucking play as. That is one of the things that I have not gotten about modern zombies. Since Cold War, you've been able to play as basically anyone you wanted to play as. You should only be able to play as main characters. That way, you are, you know, you are invested in the story of zombies. Because you're playing as a main character, you know, you get to progress through the maps as the main characters, you know, the main characters are going to be in the cutscenes. It's very, you know, immersive that way, you know, and that's one of the things I've at least appreciated with Black Ops 6 zombies is they do have a dedicated crew at least. that you can play as. If you're like me, you play as main crew members because I'm into the story of zombies as well. It's not like Black Ops 6 Zombies is held in high regard by the community, but I like it personally, okay? I actually like it personally. It is probably the best modern zombies game we've gotten so far. It beats Cold War for sure. Cold War in terms of gameplay was probably a little bit more fun. However, Black Ops 6 Zombies in terms of story is a little bit better, and it comes with a dedicated cast as opposed to being able to play as whoever the fuck you want. Like, you can play as Woods in Cold War. There is no dedicated, characters for zombies, but Black Ops 6 does, and so it's definitely a little more immersive, especially if you're playing solo, because no one else plays as main characters anymore. Everyone wants to play as fucking Beavis or Butthead and zombies. So I don't even play with a team anymore. I play regular solo zombies. Which is funny because back a few years ago, I was terrified to play zombies alone. Now I can play zombies alone and I prefer it, actually. Alright, we have weapons detail. Take aim and send them underground with the powerful Gravemark 357 revolver, a new earnable secondary weapon in the Operation Hell Ride event. Secondary weapon, Gravemark 357 revolver here. It's got 26 levels, 3 mags, which actually a revolver doesn't have a mag, it has a cylinder. You can see it right here. Very plain and obvious to see. And it seems like it's going to hold 8 rounds, which are each going to have to be individually loaded into the gun after you have to reload. So, like this suggests here, you might want to take cover to reload or to swap to your primary weapon. However, it should be a very powerful weapon, it seems, so I'm kind of excited to use it. We got the PPSH helical magazine here. Say goodbye to reloads with the PPSH helical magazine, providing the PPSH 41 with a massive amount of ammo. Sustained fire fills the overheat meter, so take intermittent breaks from the onslaught of lead to keep your weapon at the ready. In addition, benefit from improved range, recoil control, and mobility. It also drastically improves hip spread, but also adds ADS spread. Pairs well with scavenger perk and assault perk field upgrade. Okay, so it's also giving you tips here. So this seems like they're trying to balance it out here. You don't have to reload ever. However, there is an overheat meter as well as ADS spread nerfs. However, it increases range, recoil control, mobility, and hip spread. Apparently, they're also giving us tips like it pairs well with scavenger perk as well as the assault pack field upgrade. So they're giving us tips on how to really, really use this to its maximum potential. What the fuck is this grave sin against the Lord? This is a sin to have these in the game. This is a fucking crime for these things to exist in Call of Duty. This is a fucking crime against humanity, against God, the Lord Almighty himself. This is a crime. What the fuck am I looking at here? We have the Nuketown Block Party event here. We've got this sin and these two sinful pieces of shit. And we've got the burnt up animated camo here. Looks like shit. We've got the nuke-proof weapon blueprint. Looks also like shit. We've got the Nuketown special. Looks like shit. All these sinful pieces of crap here. Yeah, these sins, why were they ever created? We got the combat bow, we got the PPSH 41 helical magazine, and yeah, those are basically the only two things that are worth getting here. If you like finisher moves or, emotes, I guess the premium track, which will only be $10 anyway, would be worth it if you like that sort of thing. I'm gonna stick with the free track and just try to get the combat bow and the helical magazine. However, with the combat bow, it's 500 score for something with only 5 arrows, and it completes a task that just seems so fucking useless. I'd rather just run UAV, counter UAV, and harp, just for that map control, that map awareness to better help me control the map and situations in which I get in. Gunfights will be easier for me to control because I have more map awareness, because I have tools at my disposal to show me where you are on the map. So I actually prefer those non-lethal score streaks that provide you intel. I think they're way better because I can win gunfights most of the time. I'm very confident in my ability to do so, and so rather than, having these score streaks that kill for you, I like to get on gun streaks, not score streak kills, So I do believe that non-lethal score streaks are better to use. But yeah, we have these free sins against the Lord Almighty himself. We have the Desperado Tracer pack here. Oh my god. This is an operator bundle. Wow. And it's not Beavis, and it's not Butthead, and it's not Coach Buzzcut. It's not American Dad, or Stan, or Roger, or a Ninja fucking Turtle, or a Dragon. It's a fucking terrorist. I would rather have a terrorist wearing a balaclava than those things. So yeah, step in the right direction there. Going Allah Akbar. We have a more zombies-themed operator pack. We got this ugly, bitch. That hair is awful. We've got this monkey bomb. We've got these Wonder Weapon-style weapon blueprints here, as well as the jet gun. That would be terrible if you could use the jet gun in multiplayer. We have this more Milsimi-looking skin right here. But I'm wondering why there's one here, one here, one here, and one here. Why are there 4 of them on the same screen? This looks stupid. This is stupid. This looks fucking stupid. Who designed this shit, though? Who designed this shit? This looks stupid. Why are there so many of the same fucking person? What were they thinking there? Anyway, we have this more, dragon-style gun here for, I believe, either the LC-10. Oh, yeah, it says it right here. LC-10 SMG. Okay, I figured because I noticed that stock right there, and just the shape of the gun looked LC-10. And then we have, this dragon-like stuff on the top of the gun here. It looks pretty cool, actually, not gonna lie. We have the thank you for downloading the Season 5 Reloaded update XP tokens here, and I skipped past this. This is actually, if you log in from now until September 16th, you get granted 20 free Battle Pass skips. I'm starting to think that this is less of a, I believe this is less of a generous offer to us players, and more of a desperation move, because their monthly active users are down, which is the metric that they use for their investors, so I think they're just trying to get their bonuses here. I think their monthly active users are down, and they're trying to get you to log in, basically. I think this is a desperation move. Anyway, so basically, if you log in from 10 a.m. Pacific time on October 4th until October 1st, you get 5 1-hour double XP tokens, 5 1-hour double weapon XP tokens, and 5 1-hour double Battle Pass XP tokens as well. And yeah, I think this is more of a desperation move as well. But yeah, guys, this has been me covering Black Ops 6 and Call of Duty Warzone Season 5 Loaded. If you enjoyed today's video, make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more content like this. Anyway, guys, another one of my videos is going to pop up here on screen. Make sure to click that video. Watch that video to the very end. It'll help me out a lot. Thank you very much. God bless you. Have a great day. Bye-bye.